The Phoenix Suns once again lost in the second round, but against the Denver Nuggets, and this was very hard watching this team not have any answer to stopping Jokic and Murray as they dismantled the Suns entirely. Once again, the Phoenix Suns were put in a situation where they had the assets and they had the opportunity to win, and then they were unable to finish the job and repeat the success they had in 2021. And as we look further back, that possibly might have been a fluke. But I digress. This experiment with KD and the Phoenix Suns possibly trying to win a championship, it might already be a failure. The Phoenix Suns have been trying to redeem themselves after the total meltdown that they had in the second round against the Dallas Mavericks last year. They were embarrassed entirely, and they wanted to bounce back. I have said on previous occasions that when KD was getting traded to the Suns, that this would be a championship or bust year, and they are on borrowed time because of the fact that KD and CP3 are getting older. Deandre might be growing tired with the organization, and who knows what Devin Booker is thinking. To be honest, we should have seen the signs in the regular season that this was not going to work, because the Suns definitely shot themselves in the foot by trading most of their depth for KD. In hindsight, seeing Mikal Bridges and Cam Johnson on the Nets, it helped the Nets rather than helping the Suns because they lost a lot of depth and they lost a lot of defense. Even them trading Jay Crowder, who was a great 3-and-D guy, hurt the Suns a lot because now they have to rely on the starting lineup and not the bench because their bench pieces are not that good. In the playoffs against the Clippers and the Nuggets, both teams had assets to beat the Suns. KD and Booker both averaging the most minutes in the playoffs. That right there should tell you that the Suns are overworking the starting lineup a lot. And that possibly led to Chris Paul having a groin injury because of the fact that he was playing a lot of minutes, which he really shouldn't because, I mean, he's like 38 years old. Which, speaking of CP3, I feel so bad for the man. Time after time after time, he has been sidelined due to injuries. He was injured a lot on the Clippers, on the Rockets, and now the Phoenix Suns. And I just can't help but feel bad for the man. Like, I really thought Chris Paul would possibly get a ring while being in Phoenix, but the basketball gods for some reason just hate this man. Like, what did he do to make them so mad? And also, shout out to Devin Booker. He had a great playoff run as he played exceptionally well, and he gave everything he had to will this team to the conference finals. Booker is an amazing player, and he is going to be one of the best players in the league for years to come. He showed up in the playoffs, and he did what he was supposed to do, and we can't take that away from him. Yes, there were times where Devin Booker failed in certain games, especially in closeout games, but Devin Booker really did what he was supposed to do. But his teammates, they did not show up, which leads us to Deandre Ayton. Seeing him not be aggressive at times, and not just this series, but throughout his time in Phoenix, is really sad. Seeing Jokic pick Ayton apart and beat him on rebounds was really hard to watch. While I can't blame him entirely, as he did not even want to be on this team, as he was going to sign with the Pacers in the offseason, but then the Suns, they matched his contract. You can just tell that he is done and he just does not want to be in Phoenix, or that's what it looks like. But again, Ayton time after time proves to us that he's just not the player that we thought he was going to be. He's a great player, but he's just not the #1 pick that the Suns were expecting to get. Maybe Deandre Ayton can improve? Honestly, I don't know. I mean, if he leaves the Suns, maybe, but as far as I'm concerned, right now, he's just stuck in this limbo. Alright, let's talk about KD now. Look, I can't sugarcoat this. KD might never win another championship again. Once again, he was met with a team that knew how to guard him and stop him from taking off offensively. You can tell that that Achilles injury did something to him because he just lost that burst that he had in his previous years. He relies more on taking jump shots, and it definitely has affected his game a lot more as he just does not drive to the cup a lot. That does not excuse how he played in certain games against the Denver Nuggets. I feel very dumb for saying that he was the #1 option because honestly, he's not the #1 option. It's Devin Booker, as he has been playing far better than KD, and he has been impacting the game way more than him. Shout out to Specs Media because he has said multiple times that Devin Booker was the #1 option, but I didn't listen. And honestly, Specs Media, you sound like a messiah right now because you are right. You're right, man.
Specs made a point, like, I don't even know how long ago, but he's been saying this for months. That Devin Booker is the first option. I'm gonna say it right now. All along,
you know what?
He's not looking so crazy. Kevin Durant is
Here's why though.
To see KD in this situation is hard because, again, I am a KD fan, but his legacy is not looking good right now because since he left the Golden State Warriors, He has not even been to the conference finals. I am a Warriors fan, and I will forever thank him for his time there, as he did win us those 2 championships along with Stephen Curry and the others. But other people are going to use that as leverage as to why he's not a top 10 player and why that's an asterisk on his career. I mean, KD had multiple times where he could have won a championship, not only just with OKC, but with the Brooklyn Nets as well. Just time after time, KD has failed to bring a championship to other teams besides Golden State. And as much as I don't want to hold that against him, KD has not really done anything without Stephen Curry. At least when it comes to the Warriors, they were able to win 2 championships without him. But KD has been unable to shake that narrative of him winning with only the Golden State Warriors. And it's just sad to see. I have mentioned multiple times that KD had a lot to prove in the playoffs this year, and it is tough to say that he could not get the job done. As much as I would love to see him win another championship, it is looking like it is not going to happen. And KD might just be in this limbo where he is a top 15 player by default because of the asterisks that he has on his career. I said all of that to say this, and I will say this in closing. I think this experiment with KD going to the Phoenix Suns just shows you that just because you acquired a superstar to team up with other great players does not mean they are destined to win a championship. We have seen time and time again where teams have assembled great players and they just never end up winning a championship. I mean, for example, the Boston Celtics with Kyrie, Gordon Hayward, Al Horford, Tatum and Brown, and Marcus Smart. They were expected to win a championship and they never did because of a lot of dysfunctional aspects within that organization. Or with the Los Angeles Lakers, I mean, they had Kobe Bryant, Dwight Howard, Steve Nash, and Pau Gasol and Metta World Peace, and they just could not get it done. They couldn't. And last but not least, the Brooklyn Nets. They had James Harden, Kyrie Irving, and KD, and that was possibly the greatest offensive trio we've ever seen, and they could not win a title. And unfortunately, the Phoenix Suns, while they are not the greatest super team we've ever seen, they are another team that gets added to this list of teams that had a great roster, but they just failed. And that's just the fact. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys are new to the channel, subscribe and leave a like and comment down below what you thought of the video. Until then, I will see you guys next time. NBA Nerd out.